everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela yet again, bringing you another little video for Christmas. Want to welcome everybody. If this is your first time to my channel, very warm welcome to all of you, of course. And if you are one of my regular lovely contributors and supporters, a very special hello to you guys as well. I'm sorry if I've got a little bit of jumping around on the camera today. I have broken the one that I normally use and need to sort that out, but I'm not finding what I want, so I'm using my plan B. So it is attached to my desk, and of course that does make it a little bit wobbly, so I do apologize for that. Right, today I thought I would make the cover for our journal because I know it's getting close to Christmas and you might be wanting to give this as a gift to somebody. So I thought that I would do this just in case you were wondering. It gives you time to gather what you need as well. Right, I haven't made this any differently, really, the actual cover bit itself, to what I did with the Autumn Luster journal. So if you're wanting to have a look there, you know, you can follow along. I'll give you some dimensions and show you what I'm doing, and I'm going to decorate the cover today as well, so you can get onto that. Now what I've done is I've used a piece of manila folder. It's just because I have them, but if you've got a cereal box, or you know, the back of the student sort of slab of paper, we call it exam pads, you know, those also for us have a lovely piece of card. Use those, it's going to work just as well. All right, any sort of cereal box is a phenomenal way to recycle, and I'm a fan of that as well. All right, so gather what you have, guys. I don't want you to go and buy things. I collect a load of packaging all the time, as you know, so much so that I've got containers of it. It's getting out of hand, so but that's fine. I do use it, and you know, all the time. Now, just some measurements here. I have, because I'm using A4 paper, you know, there are slight differences with the US letter. So you might want to just, excuse me, take one of the sheets of paper that you're using. So, for example, I'm just going to grab the one that I have here. Just fold that in half and make sure that this is going to work for you, or your signature, that would work. Measure from the edge here, and then effectively I've got a ½ inch around the edge of my sheet of paper. I measure it from the edge of my spine. All right, so I think with a US letter, yours are slightly shorter, but this would work just as well. It's not going to make that much difference, so this would work. And I think yours are slightly wider here, so just check the length. All right, but it's there or thereabouts. Okay, so from the edge of the spine to this edge here, I've measured 6.25 inches. All right, that equates to 15.5 centimeters. I've done that on both sides. The bit in the middle, the spine, it's 2 inches or 5 centimeters. So if you're looking right across here, you've got 31 and 5, which is 36 centimeters across. I think 31 and 5, yes, 36. Or if you're doing it in inches, you're looking at 12.5, 14.5 inches from there to there. Okay, so then you're going to divide it up into the 6.25, 6.25, and the 2 inches there. Width-wise, I've done 8.75. That's working for me, or that equates to 22.5 centimeters that way. All right, so I just cut that whole piece and divided that out. I've scored a line there, scored another line there, and there we have it. I've put what we call here Tyvek sheets. I've cut a piece that's slightly narrower than, so 1 and 7/8 of an inch wide, so slightly narrow, so that when I lift this up like this, I can stick this bit in the middle. This is just for reinforcement. If you don't have Tyvek, masking tape will work just as well, or you get Tyvek envelopes, you can use those as well. All right, just something to reinforce the spine here. So that's what I've done. And there is the base, and then I have covered it with fabric. Now I have shown you how I do this on my video which is called Let's Decorate Our Cover, and I will link that in the description box below this video if you want to see how I go and cover fabric onto a soft cover. All right, so I will do that for you. Don't want to bore you with all of that. I followed yesterday, I actually followed my own video to complete this, which is hilarious to me really, but I did. And there we go. So that's what I've done, and I have used this lovely sage green gingham cotton fabric on the outside here. I'm going for a home style look, as you've seen, with all the dots and the sort of ginghams and things. So I'm going for a sort of country home style look here with this Christmas journal. So that's what I've done. This is the outside now. So we've got this lovely fabric. I think I got this from Etsy. I'll have a look. If I did, I'll put the link in the box below, and it's a gorgeous color. It goes perfectly with what I'm doing. Right, now if you did go and buy the Plum Boutique ribbons, this ribbon is what I'm going to use as my closure. So that will come on at the very end. I won't put that on today. If you haven't, that's all right. Go and have a look for any fabric. You could tear a strip of fabric. This is what is it, 1.5 inches wide, so you're looking at about 4 centimeters here. All right, so this is what I had bought specially for my closure, and I'm going to use that, and it's gorgeous ribbon. And then I'm going to use a little bit of lace today. Again, this is from Plum Boutique. I actually got this with my autumn luster journal, and I love this lace. I had 6 meters of it, but I am down to my last, I think, 1.5 meters now. But I'm going to use some of that on this cover as well. Okay, now I am going to do a bit of dimension building here. And I encourage you to go and look in your packaging or boxes in the garage or wherever. I've taken a piece of packaging. This is thin, you can see thin corrugated board. I've cut it out with my die cut, but I just did it to get a circle size. I'm going to use some of this. So if you don't have dimensional tape like what I've got, which is double-sided tape effectively, you know, you can use this. So use what you have, guys. Go and have a look at the packaging. Doesn't matter what sorts of packaging it is. Those corrugated cartons, they make great things for layers and adding dimension. So, you know, don't throw everything out this Christmas. Go through it and see what you can use. If you're not sure, you know, hang on to it if you think there's a possibility. But things like film, ribbons, you know, even some of the packaging, the bags, anything, just hang on to all of that kind of stuff. All right, grab yourself a carton, cover it and pack it neatly in there because we're going to use it. All right, so here's the cover. As I said, that's all ready to go. I am going to just put in my signature. Now you don't have to put in your signature here. I'll just give you an idea. This is one of my signatures. It's going to go in there, and then the other one will go on top of that. All right, if you don't want too much of an alligator mouth, this is probably going to be a bit like this. Then you can make this wider if you want. You can make this 3 inches, 2.5 inches, whatever you choose to do. All right, so that's what it's going to sort of look like that. All right, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I've got a doily of mine here. This is one. It's not a vintage doily. It's just I have tea stained it. It was one I bought really reasonably. I'm not going to cut it up, so don't get all nervous. I'm going to stick it down on here though. I think I'm going to give it new life, and it's going to add a lovely homespun feel to my journal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up. I need to sort of find the middle spot here, so it's easy with this because I've got squares, and also with my board, so I can see that that's the middle there. And the only reason I do that is I want the middle to go sort of in the middle here. All right, so I'm going to sort of stretch this out a little bit, not all the way across. It's just to get it like that across my cover. All right, so it's got some stains on, and that's why I tea stained it. I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac. Just grab that quickly and get my little stand out here. gosh, don't fall down on my head. The light here. Oh my gosh, I snapped the thing clean off. It's terrible. I'm gutted. Right. I'm going to stick this down quickly, and we can see. I think I'm going to start in the middle. This is a tricky situation, so I think I'm going to put it straight onto the doily itself and try and avoid the areas where it's not so, you know, the open bits. So let's see how we go. It's not something I do very often. This is only the second time I've ever done this, but you know, we live and learn. Every day's a school day, I say. Yeah, right. So let's I'm going to do the middle bits, and I can always come to the sort of edgy bits, the scallop bits, as I go, I think. So yeah, anything that's not stuck down to my liking. Right, so we'll just carefully move that along. I just want to make sure it keeps its shape. And this is quite a chunky one as well, so you know, I'm making life difficult for myself here. Right, I'm not going to worry too much yet about, I'm going to put the lace on, but I think I'm going to run it underneath there, so I'm not going to worry about these bits right yet, but I am making sure that these are all nice and stuck down. Let's turn it around this way. Right, let's try again. Where did I end up? Over here. Okay, so I hope you guys are all sorted. I must say, you don't realize, even though we all speak English, the different words used. Now I should know better, because I had to change my wording moving from the southern hemisphere to the northern hemisphere for things. But I have said a few things which I thought I should explain today, because I had quite a few queries. One of the things was about digestive and talking about biscuits. Now in the UK, biscuits are like cookies in America, you know, so that's, I wanted to explain that, because when I'm I realize that when I'm talking about biscuits, you thinking it's a savory, non-sweet based item, which it's not. This is highly sugared and very sweet, similar to your cookies. So that was the one. The other thing I made a faux pas on was talking about hampers. I'm not talking about the laundry hamper that you guys somewhere in the world, I think America, you refer to a laundry hamper, don't you? I'm talking about gift parcels that you use, makeup. So you use a sort of a type of a base storage container, like a basket or, you know, a bowl or something. And then you collect various items, put them in there, wrap it up using cellophane or Christmas wrapping, put a bow on, and give it as a gift hamper. So sorry about all the confusion. I will live and learn as we go. So if I confused any of you thinking I'm giving people laundry hampers for Christmas, I hope that's sort of clarified my meanings there a little bit better. And I must say that I loved reading about everybody's different favorite cookies. Oh my gosh, I think I need to get hold of some of those gorgeous American cookies that you guys were talking about. We don't get a lot of that here, but they sound delicious, and I'm a total sucker for cookies. I've decided with those beautiful ingredients, sound so delicious. So thank you for sharing all of that with me. It was so interesting. Okay, so we've got our, I just want to move this up a bit, I think. Just sort of matching it with the base. Yes, I'm not going to stick that down. I think this was my front. It makes no difference really, does it? But okay, we'll make that the front, and we'll make this the back. So let's get that down then. Okay, so this is having a new rejuvenation. It's having a little revamp, and going to form a beautiful piece as part of the decoration for my journal cover. So it's not cut up, it's not lost. All right, so there we have it. I've got that going. Now, before I move this back, I want to just put some of this ribbon on. Now, this ribbon is going to go about here. And I am going to turn it over because I just like a cleaner look. So I am going to turn that over sort of like that. I am worried because I'm hoping this will be in the right position. So let's just measure off a piece here quickly. Grab my very sharp scissors and cut that off over there. Right, so we've got that done. Now I'm just thinking, I think I'm going to just stick that down where it is. If I remember on my layout earlier, I think this is about where it needs to be. Now you could actually stitch this because it's paper and fabric and nothing too thick. You could actually stick this down, stitch this down, I should say, with your sewing machine. But I'm not going to do that. I am just going to get it stuck down. So I'm going to use the guidance of my checked lines here so that I know I'm going straight. And I'm just thinking, should I go over the top there or underneath? I think I'm going to go underneath, and that's why I held off on doing some of the bottom here, was I wasn't sure. But I think I'm going to go underneath and then stick the doily on top. Okay, so let's get that lined up. Yeah. Okay, so I'm very excited about how this journal's coming together. So, and I've seen the most gorgeous journals in my Facebook group and things, which has been so lovely to see. You know, you guys have really done an excellent job, and thank you so much for sharing all of that with us, especially me. Because it's always lovely to see what people do with some of your ideas or papers, or you know, and I love that, so I do appreciate that very much. Right, so we've got this little bit done. I'm sticking to the doily. I'm going to get this little bit down now, and then we can go on with the rest of the cover. Okay, I've got to do all the food shopping for Christmas. My kids, it's just my children and myself usually, but they are creatures of habit, so we have to have the same thing each year. And I will say, none of us are a fan of turkey, so I'm sorry if you guys love turkey. It's just not it's very dry. I find it very dry, so that's the complaint if I make a turkey. So I've veered away from turkey roasting now. Right, I'm just turning this over. I want to just stick these edges down. Now I will be putting paper on the inside here closer to the time after I've stuck in the signatures, which will not happen today. So I just want to get, you know, that's the last thing I do on the inside covers. Right. Okay. Gosh, Abby's again wanting me to let her out the room. I have let her in and out this room 4 times since I've sat down here. Before, twice, in, out. I don't know what she's up to today. Right, let's have a look. So that's all looking great. I'm going to leave this to dry quickly, let the dog out, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I'm back here again, and we are going to just bend in our cover again so we can see how it's starting to look. I'm going to just take this little container here now, just because I want to have a surface to see how it's going to actually work like this. So I'm happy with that. It just gives me a guidance when I want to place things. When I glue them, I might move it flat, but just for the moment, I want to see how it's going to look. So we've got this lovely home style look going around the sides here, and I'm quite happy with how that's coming together. Right, let's just bend that just a little bit. Okay, now I've taken a piece of fabric. This is very fine fabric. It is Liberty of London. It's the same sort of pinks as I've been using. and I want to put that over this section over here. Now again, this is me just laying things out so that I can see how I want them to go. This little, I'm going to use under the mistletoe here, and this is the one I wanted to stick over here at the bottom, so I think I did get the right spot, which is a relief. Okay, so I'm going to stick this down. You can see it's quite a big piece of fabric, but really what I'm doing is I'm just leaving a little space here to attach a closure. I'm not going to wrap the closure around, and I'm still wanting to see what I've got over there as well, so it's a fine line. All right, so you've got about 3/4 of an inch at the top and maybe an inch at the bottom, so there or thereabouts. It's almost the same, and let's get that stuck down. So the way I want to do that is I've got it in the position I wanted. I'm going to just start with the top here and put some glue on, not too much around the edges. You don't want it to come through the fabric. So I'm putting very thin amounts on the top, but a lot more in the middle because I'll be layering it up. And then I'm going to just let that drop down. Hopefully it's where I want it again. It does look like it. And then I'm just going to work from the outside in like that and get it down. Let's just pull that out. Right. And then again, I'm going to do the same here. I might just put it straight onto this fabric. It's almost all the way down. And then quite a bit on this side as well. So again, just get that not too thick on the edges, you know, and you can put that on the doily as well. Okay, let's see how we're going. Right, pull that down, sort of lining it up, there we go. And just work it from the middle to the edges. Right, then you can see where it's stuck and where it's not. Got a little bit over here, but that's okay. All right. Move that up a bit. Okay. There we go. I think that's quite all right. I don't want it completely stuck down, meaning, you know, that it can't move at all along the edges, but don't be afraid to put more down, and you can add it as you add your layers. You know, you can see what's showing and what's not. So far so good. I'm going to put a little bit more just over here. That's it. Doesn't matter that it's coming through there because I will be covering it. Right, I think I'm happy with that. I think I am. Okay, now I've got some layers of paper that I'm going to put on here. This is from my mini pages. I've cut it quite close to the edge of the frame there. I've used decal scissors here, well, my decal trimmer really, but you can use decal scissors or cut it straight, it doesn't matter. And I have inked it ever so slightly as well. So that's the first bit. Then you can see I have cut 1/4 of an inch wider with the pink paper, the backing paper, 1/4 of an inch bigger than the mini page all around there. Okay, so that's that. And then I've taken this backing page and I've cut that again, another just about 1/4 of an inch bigger than that. It doesn't need to be exactly the same because we're going to shingle them a bit. All right, so that's what we're going to do. So that's what I've done here. I've also cut another one of these mini pages out. And what I did was, you can use a circle, a die, whatever you want. You can, or cut it out, fussy cut it if you like. And I've cut it out with another one of my dies. Now, I know you're going to ask me which die I've used. This is a Gemini die, and it's no longer available, so I am so sorry about that. I've tried and I looked again today, but they don't seem to be selling this one anymore. It is one I've had for a while, and I've cut this out here. Now anything that you have, any shape, just a circle would suffice, or you can fussy cut it out with what I'm going to do. I'll show you. And I'm going to put that over there, make a little bit of a layer. All right, so that's what we're going to do. Now I just want to get the right spot for this. This one I'm going to stick as it is, directly over like that. The pink one I'm going to move slightly and do that like that, and this one I'm going to go back again and make it straight. All right, so that's what we're going to do. It's just a case of me finding exactly how I want this, which is always something I mess about too much with, if I'm honest. All right, but I know I want the pink sticking out on this side when I shape it, so that's pretty much the way I'm going to go. So let's start with this one. All right, so we've got the first one down. Now I am going to stick this one on here. There's something I want to do before I do that, and it is going to be a little bit like this as well. Did I say it's going to be yeah, was it like that? No, I wanted to paint that side, didn't I? Yes, so we want to just tilt that slightly and keep this one the same as this one. Right, so I'm going to get that like that. Now before I stick that down, I've got two leaves that I want to sort of have poking out here. So my skeleton leaves, I've got one cut out in the green dotted paper like this, and one that I've cut out in pink cardstock, but you could use this. All right, there we go. So this is from the skeleton leaves, and I just wanted to put them like this, sticking out over here a little bit before I stick this down. So it's just a case of, again, finding out where that is exactly. So this one was going to be a little higher, and that one sort of like that. Okay, I don't want it to go beyond the page, so I'm going to get those stuck down, which is tricky. It's tricky. I'm going to use my pencil. This is what I do when I'm because you're not going to see this underneath the paper. I'm just getting a spot for my drawing around the leaves, so it's exactly where I want it, because it's quite difficult when you remove the other piece of paper. So let's give that a go and see how I do. Right, I'm going to take the art glitter glue now, and I'm going to just glue on the top here, and I'll probably make this a bit faster so I can see the outline again here as well, and that's where I wanted that one. So perfect. Don't be afraid of using a pencil, even if it's on an area that's going to show, because you can always rub it out. Okay, so I've got that down. Now we want to get this down. So again, I'm going to do it like this, I think. Using this one just to make sure it's how I want it. Now I might want to move that a bit higher, like that, and then have that like that, I think. Right, let's get this one glued up. Okay, so we've got that one stuck down, and now we've got this one to go. Before we stick this one down here, what I've done is I've taken a little tab. You can make this, it doesn't have to be shaped, you're not going to see that bit. Just cut a piece of paper over, or cut out a tab shape. You do have these on the Christmas digital add-on kit. I've just folded it in half, sewn a button on there, and I want to just stick that at the top there as well. You know, I do like the little details of things, so I thought I'd just stick on one of my little buttons. I'm going to stick that just on there now, like that. Get it straight. There we go. Right, and now I can go ahead and put this on. Right, so it's coming together perfectly. Right, little squeeze here. There we go. All right, like it, like it, like it. Now I'm going to stick on the little mistletoe bit. This is just one of my little sentiments. You can you know, make a little box frame out of paper or something if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get that stuck here. So I'm just minding that it is straight. Like that. Okay. Right, coming along. Now I've got a couple of other things, as I said. I'm going to take this bit here. This is the bit where I don't need to have this here anymore, so I'm going to remove that. This is now the part where I can have it nice and flat. And press everything down nicely. Okay, now I've got this little bit here that I cut out. Now you don't have to do this. This is just me. I want to give it a bit of dimension. So I want to stick that down there, but I want to put a bit of the corrugated card underneath. So I'm just going to put glue on the top. I'm going to stick that on there. Let's just check. Yeah, that's good. I had my almond croissant. It was the almond croissant box, so you can see it's got a little bit of oil there, but that's all right, not much. No one's going to know, except all of you. Now I'm going to just turn this slightly. This is just get your angles right here. It doesn't have to be exactly the right angle, but we just want to make sure it's sort of centralized between these two edges. So we've got a little bit of a lift there. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. And then remember I told you when I was making cards about saving all of these little cutouts there. I saved all of these and I've cut 2 of these particular ones out. I have cut them there because they match up with these. So I've got 2 of those. I've just fussy cut them. I'm then going to place those on there, and I have used dimensional tape. If you don't have dimensional tape, the corrugated board, you can put 2 bits together if you need to. Go and use some of that. So I just want to pull off the back here like this, and I'm going to stick that on. Now it's quite easy just to find where you want them. And the dimensional tape's quite forgiving as well. All right, so we've got a little bit of that going on there, and I'm going to do the same at the bottom here. Just giving it a little bit more dimension. Making it come alive, that's the word, I think. Right, so we've got that going on. All right, so a little bit different. Quite like how that's coming together. Right, not long to go now. A few bits and bobs, because you know I can't stop fiddling. Just getting comfy on my chair here. Right, I've got some of those cutouts. I've got this from my rose gold glitter paper. A bit of holly. And I've got this little bit from the holiday greens as well, with the dotted green paper from the kit. I am just going to put on some of these quickly just to the one side, like this. I hope that you're able to follow along and do this with me. Of course, you know, this is just a suggestion, and anything that you guys decide to do with yours, I'm sure it's going to look lovely. Please just use what you have, as I say, you know. Right, I want to tuck this just underneath that little one there, and I'm just getting that to go over there like that. Right, so we'll stick that down. There we go. And then we've got some layering going on there. And then before I stick this down, let's just get the positioning right. I think I'll have it, yeah, I'll have it going over the edge there. Nothing wrong with a bit of over the edge. There we go. And then just this little stalk. Right, and then we can tuck that under and get that over there. Just a little bit of bling. You know, Christmas is definitely about bling, isn't it? Right, so we've got that side sorted. Now I want to do something on that side, and again, just need to check that what I'm going to do. Now, I'm going to make a little snowflake here. So I've got one of my little snowflake pearly things. I've cut out a very small one from the the rose gold snowflakes. These are all from the Tim Holtz snowflake die cuts. There's a silver one, and then this is the pink polka dot paper. So all of these are in that snowflake set. Right, so I'm going to use that as the base. I'm going to put a little bit of silver. Let's just get that down like that. And I'm going to just angle it a bit. Yeah, I think like that. So we'll get that stuck down. And then we're going to put a little bit of the rose gold on top of that. Like that. Okay. We'll just angle that as well. So let's see, we'll do it like this. Move it over a bit. There we go. We're making a beautiful snowflake here. And then we can just put some of this in the middle. And we'll just put that on the top there. And that's going to finish that off. Right, while that is doing its thing, do your thing. We need to just find the appropriate place, and I thought I was going to put it at the top here, so I might need to re-stick that at the end and just leave it for a while. All right, so let's get that up. Let's turn it over carefully and get some glue on this. All right, so now it's just a case of getting this on the top here. Yeah, I think that's going to be the spot. I'm going to change this to this Fabri-Tac. Okay, sticks everything, doesn't it? Press that down and let it dry. Okay, let's press those down. Okay, so there we have it. Let's get our signature back. Checking I haven't left any bits on the desk. We can just put this in here for the moment, and the other one, which is also being done, I'm going to stick that in there as well, so it's coming together. There we go. Not too bad. And then all that we need to do is put our bow together, which I will add at the end. So it'll come together beautifully with the bow at the side. It's not going to go across the middle of it. So I'm just trying to give you the sort of idea of what it's going to look like. So we'll have the bow sticking out over there. Okay. Okay, guys. There we have our Christmas cover. Well, there's mine. I hope that you've enjoyed that. I quite like how it's all come together with the greens and the pinks and everything. We've got a little hint of red in the middle there, and the home style look of it. Go and have a go at making one yourself. That's our cover then sorted. We haven't got long to go now with a couple of projects that I'm going to fill up. I am working on another kit, which I hope to have ready very shortly. And it'll be before the end of this year. So if you're looking for Christmas gift for yourself or something, look out for that. And I promise it's going to be an exciting one. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I look forward to seeing you guys on Sunday. So take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.